sir.
By all means, yes, sir.
Okay, boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have an incredible guest with us, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than Brother David. First of all, assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, David Muhammad.
Yes, sir. And how are you doing today, sir?
Oh, likewise, I'm doing well by the grace of Allah, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, sir. Well, the first question that I have for you today is, when did you first hear the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
This was back in 1992. I was incarcerated in Hagerstown, Maryland. And I was invited to a Black History Month program. I didn't know that the Nation of Islam was going to be there. And I thought it was going to be a simple program with just, regular preaching. And a brother by the name of Leonard Muhammad, he's from Baltimore, but he came to Washington, D.C. He wound up being a minister there. I heard the word, brother, and once I heard brother speaking here and the teachings for the first time, it was like love at first sight for the ears, because I grew up in a Christian background, and I can pretty much relate to what he was saying, but it was something new that I never heard before, and that's what really attracted me to the teachings.
Okay, great. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thanks for everybody who's in the comments showing love, and both of my sisters sending greetings, and thank everybody who continues to like, share, subscribe to the People's Podcast. Okay, wonderful. And once you accepted the teachings, how did your family and friends feel about that?
My family embrace, mother and father embrace, is always one out of the bunch who disagrees, because we grew up in the quote unquote the church, and we didn't want to it was called making my own decisions, and that one I still firmly on. Mother and father had no problem with it. The only problem that I had was with my sister. She didn't really accept Islam, but nonetheless to say, it was my decision. It was a personal decision, and I love the decision.
Okay, great. Yes, sir. Wonderful, wonderful. Once you came in the mosque, what was the climate like? Like, who trained you? What was it like being in DC at that time?
Yes, sir, brother. I came under Captain Tim, hardcore captain, short brother, very humble brother, but very strong brother. He wasn't what you gonna call no nonsense type of brother. Brother Daryl Muhammad, he moved to Atlanta, Georgia. He was like the drill instructor.
Okay.
Very inspirational brother. It's hard to say no to a brother like him, because he has that smooth voice, and it was the spirit in which they asked. In the spirit in which they asked. So the spirit was high when I came in, brother, because we had when I first came in, it was Dr. Alim was there on his way out when Minister Sean came in. But man, when I say the spirit was high, brother, the spirit was high. I was ready to join. I was already, as you say, hooked on the teachers right then and there. So when I came home, it wasn't a thing where first time here. I just stood up and said, I'm ready to join right in front of everybody. I was fresh home from the penitentiary, so I was ready to just dive right in, beloved, to be honest with you, because the spirit of the believers at that mosque in number 4 was really very high. Very high.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And Brother Troy sends the greetings.
Yes, Brother Troy.
Brother Daniel E. and some people show love. My next question for you, sir, is what was it like in prison? How was that experience?
It was a life-changing, coming from the streets, most of us was making money. It was more like a humbling experience for me, because you want to change, you want to do something different, you want to go back doing the same thing. And most likely, I made a commitment to my mom that was going to be the last time I would be incarcerated. So I had to find something that I can latch on to. So once I get out of here, I would never have to face incarceration again.
Yes, sir. Wonderful, wonderful. Praise be to Allah. Okay, so now you're in DC. How did NOI Security? How did that come about?
I Actually, it was I was working odd jobs and the I kept hitting the brothers in the mosque. You know, they saying if you need a job, you know, you can get a job. At that time, I was in a halfway house. I wasn't sure how I was going to work, but needless to say, when Allah puts His hands on things, I hooked up with Brother Daryl. They sent me to the office to fill out the application. It was, you know, don't worry about your status. Let us worry about that. And only thing we know, are you a soldier? I said, yes, sir. Can you handle yourself? Pretty much that was it. I guess they fell in love with my spirit because I had a real high spirit, and I, you know, off the word and whatever it was to make things happen. That's what I like to do. Make things happen. I come from your. That's what I got that from your pops. Make it happen.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. And in your time in Washington or in life period, has there ever been a time where you were faced with fear? And if so, how did you overcome that fear?
Oh yes, sir. Glad you asked that, brother. Oh, NOI Security, we had security contract with Potomac Gardens. I know our captain was talking about that the other day, and that was a very serious situation because we didn't know what we was faced with. I mean, it was with crack cocaine, and we had to really fight physical. You know, we didn't want to put our hands on the brothers, but you know, really once they saw that we respected them, they respected us, and our patrols pretty much calmed things down. We had, you know, relax some folks and just let folks know that we're not here to put our hands on you. We're here to love you. We're not here to boss you around. We're not your police. As you see, we're your brothers. We come in peace. Some brothers, you know, they have mouth, but, you know, the captain's like, give them the message. Just keep on doing our job. As long as they don't put their hands on us, we straight. But for the most part, brother, it was carrying guns. It was like a one thing that it was like a cold red situation. We constantly get into altercations, not really hard altercations, but enough altercations where we had to subdue, you know, people and call the police because we didn't have the power to arrest. And it got to a point where as though the day of a great fight we had out there, one of the brothers was being assaulted. I saw it on the video camera as we was on patrol, and I heard the video on the radio was more like saying a long wreck part. We really couldn't hear him. I said, let's go check on our brother real quick. Mm. And when we went down there, we saw the brother on, you know, we saw our brother James. He was on the ground. They had pretty much a small stab wound in his chest. And brother Richard and myself, we pretty much grabbed him outside, get him some fresh air. By the time we got outside, the media was already out there, taking pictures, asking was he okay, and they did call the police, and we had to, you know, once they put our hands on our brother, that was it. It was time to retaliate. That's what time it was. You don't put your hands on our brother and get away with it. No, sir. But he paid the price, brother. The brother bragged about, you know, putting his hands on our brother, and what crossed the line was he kept talking about Mother Farrakhan, what he'll do to her and stuff like that. It was like, brother, you know, I told Brother Lynn, I said, brother, I can't take too much of this. He talked about Mother Farrakhan. He said, ignore him. But I said, brother, we're going to get busy. We're going to get busy. So Brother Lynn would say, let's call in the God, because it got to that point where as though they had to put the fear in the God of the brothers, because like they said, we was out there peaceful, you know, for the people. God just let us loose, brother, and we had to take care of business. The Lord gave us the victory. It ain't take long, brother. I got a load of gas right here because one of the brothers took out a knife as we was battling. I grabbed the knife and I tossed it. I got hit right here, and the brothers, they still stomped them out. And after that, they just said, roll out. We just had a Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. We went on about our business. Captain Tim told the brothers, let's meet over on the other side. We want to make sure all the brothers was okay because, you know, we just got to, you know, get into a physical altercation. We want to make sure all the brothers was okay. But nonetheless, no brothers had any scratches on. No brothers had no scratches on them. No brothers had no scratches on them. At that point, your dad just called in the troops. He saw enough.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. What okay, and some people are showing you love in the comments. Thank everybody who continues to watch, like, share, and subscribe to people's podcast. What was it like during the time leading up to the Million Man March in DC, and how did it personally impact you?
Oh, yes, sir. I was, like I said, I was assigned and selected to the chief of protocol post. And most likely I was around the minister because I was around her most of the time because she dealt with the minister closely along with the team. I was her personal security and her driver. We developed a great relationship. Like she was my spiritual mom and I was her son. And I didn't know that I was going to get the post because I'm always around the team with the captain and stuff like that. And I guess it was a post. Like, I don't know. Nobody wanted. I don't know, but Akil was my cousin also. He convinced me to get the post. Brother, we can make it happen, brother. We can depend on you. We like your spirit, and she loves your spirit. We're not. I just say yes, sir. Hear and obey, and that was it, brother. And we started working for the Million Man March. It was like 24/7, brother. Almost like hardly no sleep. Hope putting up flyers. I was doing volunteer work with at the Million Man March headquarters, and I happened to get a phone call one day. I thought it was one of the patrons. It happened to be the minister calling in to check on Brother Benjamin. I didn't know who was on the other end of the phone. He was just like, "Well, you know who this is, brother?" I said, "I'm not sure, but I'm being very respectful. But I got a feeling who I'm talking to." He just started smiling. He said, "Yes, brother. What's your name, brother?" Brother David 6X. He said, "Yes, sir. Well, I want to talk to Brother Ben as soon as possible." I just told him if you can hold so I can go get him. At that time, the brothers from Baltimore, they were securing Brother Ben, and I went to the door and I told the brothers the minister was on the line. They said, "Well, you tell him, man. You tell him." I just told Brother Ben, the minister's on the line on line 9 for you, and I walked back out the office. But for the most part, but I was the chief of protocol, and that was a job within itself because her job was really heavy working with the minister. It was like almost like I won't say non-stop, but she's about her business, and she doesn't play any games, and she will train you. If you're not trained, she will train you.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Well, I want to make sure that I thank you on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast for your sacrifice and the sacrifices of your family as well. And shout out to all the people that you mentioned, Captain Akil and Sister Claudette, for their work, as well as Captain Tim. Everyone you named, I've been blessed to interview all of these people on the People's Podcast. So people who want to go back and watch those interviews, please feel free to do so. Also, Brother David, I have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast this episode. I want to thank everybody. Hold on one second. I want to thank everybody who's continued to starting off 2022. We've had some amazing interviews, and we're going to have some continue to have some amazing interviews, inshallah, coming up. So I want to thank everybody for that. Everybody who's in the comments, and yeah, I got some amazing interviews coming up, and I hope that everybody continues to support, especially our Facebook family and our YouTube family as well. Alrighty, hold on one second. Okay, Brother David, here we go. Okay, perfect. If you would like to be a sponsor or donor, please Cash App the People's Podcast. Every donation matters. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Thank you all very much. Please support him. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country and right here in the studio in Atlanta, Georgia. We love our tiny dancers. Raw Communications. If you're working on a book and you need copy editing, project management, content development, media relations, or consulting, please reach out to Raw Communications. Student Minister Robert L. Muhammad, conflict mediation, squashing the beef in the Southwest region. He does a phenomenal job. His wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad, Children of the Most High, giving birth to a guide in the science of child rearing. Please go get that book. Fashion Guides, Urban Streetwear Clothing for Men and Boys, 314-329-6009. Please make sure we get support our brother. Power Campus Online Learning. Do you want to improve your homeschooling experience? We're here to help. 770-847-0786. Please reach out. Sister Sherry Muhammad, Asiatic Minds. They teach young kings and queens STEM virtually. Please sign your children up to AsiaticMinds.com. Thank you very much. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Turkey Legs.
Muhammad, COVID-19 Disinfecting Cleaning Services out of Chicago. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movie Price, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book, and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are available on Amazon. Right back to our brother David. Yes, sir. Now, Brother David, I have a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
What has been your biggest trial in life, and how have you overcome that trial?
Been incarcerated, brother. Once I got out, I wound up going back in, I believe it was 1998 when the minister was coming in for Howard University Savior's Day. I didn't know that I had a warrant for my arrest because I went to the previous Savior's Day some years ago, and my probation officer didn't care for Muslims, and I didn't know that he even knew that I even went. But I wound up getting, I was at Sister Claudette's her hotel room when the minister was in town, she just relieved me for a post and told me to come back in the morning for pickup. And myself, along with Brother Muhammad Salam, I had to drive Brother back to the mosque because he left his car back at the mosque. And we don't live too far from each other as a distance. I drive Brother off, and next thing you know, I'm heading home. I get pulled over by a state trooper that was sitting outside 1615 on Kenilworth Avenue. Across the street is the Maryland side. I was on the district side, but I had no idea. I wasn't really paying him any mind. I'm in my zone, ready to go home. Next thing you know, I get pulled over by the state trooper office, telling me I had a warrant for my arrest. And come to find out, after it was said and done, I had got Sister Claudette on the phone. She got in contact with with Brother Dion, Captain Dion at that time, and Captain Dion rushed in to talk to the minister to let him know what was going on. And I guess you could say that Monday, I got a meeting with Brother Leonard to let me know that the minister sent a briefcase up with money for your release, brother. I said, well, he said, but the thing is, you got violated. Your probation officer, he violated your parole for going to Chicago. I said, well, if that's what the case is, brother, Allahu Akbar. And that was my trial, brother. I got rearrested on probation, during the time, working with the minister on duty and along with the chief of protocol. But nonetheless, they got the situation straight. It just goes to let people know, once you a part of the system, brother, unless they really let you go, no matter, unless you are paroled, they still have a handler. They can call you in at any given time. So lucky for me, brother, I went ahead and laid it down, brother. And Sister Claudette, she wrote me a letter when I was locked up. They sent me money along with the minister, let me know, thanking me for my services. Keep my head up and see me when I come home. So yes, sir.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. And were you ever able to thank, once you were released, were you ever able to thank the minister and Sister Claudette?
Well, Sister Claudette, she was right there when I came home. Lucky for that, they had an event with Sun Young Moon at the RFK Stadium. And I had just came home again for the last time, suited and booted, going to the hotel, and they didn't want me to do too much. And I was on the minister's car along with Brother Muhammad Salam. And a brother came over, he said, brother, you off post. I'm like, what's going on? Your post has been changed. That's like, what do you mean? He said, Sister Claudette, it's calling you on the inside. I'm like, okay. Once she found out I was there, brother, it was more like a reunion because she's like, this is my first time seeing you since you got incarcerated. She was really more like a family reunion, brother, because I really love that. She was more like a mom to me. So I took it I took her personal, but I was glad to see that she was okay, and I was smiling, and she was smiling. And Sister Nisa and Sister Karen said, I'm going to tell the minister you're over there hugging Brother David. But we actually embraced our love. And she said, well, you can bust me. I can always use the break. That was the love that we have for each other in D.C. because, we joke and clown all the time. Yes, sir. But Sister Karen and Sister Nisa, yes, sir, they was they were very inspirational in my upbringing too. Is my big sisters. Shout out, Sister Karen, Sister Captain Nisa.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful, beautiful. And so many people are showing you love in the comments, sir. My sister Miriam said, all praise be to Allah. Brother Kelvin says, Assalamu alaikum. And Brother Corey X from Mosque number 2 says, Assalamu alaikum, family. Walaikum salam, sir. And thank you all for watching. Yes, sir. What has been your greatest joy in your tenure, sir?
Oh, brother, serving, brother. I mean, just being with the brotherhood, traveling from city to city, getting to meet all the believers, coming to Chicago, Detroit, coming to Savior's Day, meeting all the believers who used to be in DC at one time. They may have moved somewhere else, whatever the case may be, but nonetheless, we still stay in contact with each other because, we was, back in the day, brother, it was more like a big family, brother. We didn't know what home was. It was always at the mosque, especially on Sundays after the mosque, man, brother. We didn't know what home was because the mosque was so full of joy, brother. I mean, after the lecture, we didn't know, like I said, ordering pizza. The sister was selling, they was vending, drill team doing this. I mean, like I said, once we got to the mosque, but we didn't know what home was, to be honest with you. That's how much love was in the mosque.
Beautiful, beautiful. What type of music do you listen to, Brother David?
I knew he was going to go there. I do the rap thing. I'm go-go, but I'm whatever sounds good, I'm with it. I like rap. I like UGK, KRS-One, Jay-Z. Anything that makes sense to me, really. Homegrown music, underground. It can be, I'm from the street, so it can be street or it can be clean. It don't matter. As long as I can groove to it and move to it. I love to dance. So if it can move me and groove me, you got some sound, I'll dance to it. I love to dance.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. And will you ever write a book about your personal life, Brother David?
Oh, shoot. Man, I never thought about that. I guess someone from, I guess like Brother Troy or Brother Najim, they know me better than anybody. Captain Nikhil, they know me better than anybody. So, I will, if they interview me, just like you, I'll answer the questions.
Yes, sir. And Brother David, what would you like your legacy to be, sir?
Did I serve as a soldier and I wasn't a quitter? And I didn't turn hypocrite? After a while until I die, brother.
Praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't nothing change.
Beautiful. Well, I want to thank everyone who's in the comments who like. Can't wait. I'm about to put this on YouTube to Anichi Taylor, Brother Corey, Sister Naima says praise be to Allah. They all say Allahu Akbar. I want to thank you again, Brother David. This has been very full of information as well as inspiration. Can't wait to put this on YouTube. Thank you again for your sacrifice, and inshallah, I look forward to meeting you in person, sir.
Oh, yes, sir, brother. I met you before in Detroit with Brother Sabir. You probably don't know it, but I met you before in Detroit with Brother Sabir. That's my little brother. I've seen him from birth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To a man. So when I saw him with the hair on his face, I was like, whoa. But they go. I'm very surprised. I'm very proud of the brothers because they grew up in a nation. They didn't turn hypocrite, and they look sharp just like they did. I love their family as well. Beautiful family.
Beautiful. But yes, sir. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off of the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you, sir.
Mine has been mine, brother.